Hi guys, yes, this is a wig. It's Pinky. I call her Pinky. Anyways, I just got back from church not too long ago and enjoyed some time with my family before my mom went to work. And I just had the unction to jump on here and do a quick video, update video about what's been going on with me the last couple weeks. The Lord has really been teaching me and showing me some things about the difference between being delivered and being healed. Many of you know at least a little bit of my testimony about depression, anxiety, suicide, and everything like that. And although the Lord has delivered me from the spirit of heaviness, there is still some healing that needs to go on in my life. And He's just been showing me just how my past, even though I've been delivered from it, how it still affects me. It affects how I deal with people, how I receive people, how I do things, how I think about myself, about others, and different things like that. So it really does manifest, and I really didn't realize it until these past several months when He's just been revealing that. And He finally, this week, I didn't seek this out, He brought it to me. He brought a way, He opened the door for me to see a counselor. I've never seen a professional counselor before. I've never had money to do that, and I never really even knew where to start looking for one, to start looking for a reputable one. But He literally put it all together and laid it on my lap like a little perfect gift, perfectly wrapped gift. So since that door has been created and opened, I decided to walk through it. I have not started yet. I start Thursday. So I'm finally going to get counseling to complete the healing process from my deliverance process. He has delivered me from depression and anxiety and different things that's happened in my past and different scenarios. But there are still some wounds that I didn't really realize that was there, and He's really been teaching me about how we can essentially be the walking wounded. People talk about the show Walking Dead, but that's kind of how we are in the spirit, how we operate there. None of us really like to be vulnerable. None of us really like to acknowledge the fact that we have been wounded. We've been taught to be tough and strong and independent, which all of those things are great, but being vulnerable is also important too. Being vulnerable is the only way to be healed, and I personally don't like being vulnerable. I am very open as I can be with my different things, my past and everything, but there are a lot of deeper heart issues that I keep closed off, and very select few people have seen that side of me. And so this is going to be very, very hard to allow a perfect stranger just to dig up old things. I know the Lord is going to bring up some things that I've even forgotten about, that I've buried deep. And so that kind of scares me a little bit. So be in prayer for me about this journey. It's going to be a hard one, but a necessary one. I'm anticipating great things from this, and I know the Lord cares for me, and He's concerned for not just my physical well-being, but my mental, emotional, and spiritual well-being as well. So, and I know He wouldn't have opened this door for no reason at all. So I'm going to walk through it. I'm going to finally get my healing to complement or complete or whatever you want to call it, my deliverance. And I'm just really excited because what I want to do, I want to share this journey as much as I can. I know there may be some things that the Lord will tell me that it's not for everybody to hear. So I'm going to try to be open and transparent as I can through this journey, because I know from talks with several different people, they are starting their journey with healing and counseling as well. And it's just kind of been surrounding me. The concept, the theme, or whatever has been surrounding me the last few months, and I'm finally getting to start my own journey with counseling and healing. So I'm excited, I'm scared, and excited all at the same time. I will be sharing what I've learned and what I think may be helpful to others who haven't started that journey and maybe hesitant. Even in the media and with celebrities, it's been a big push here recently about mental health and stigma about depression and anxiety and mental issues, emotional issues, and people are coming forward and being more transparent about their struggles. And I know that's what the Lord has called me to do, which is why He put it on my heart to start this channel, Mighty Mokee, on YouTube. MIGHTY If you haven't looked at it, go follow it. I have my testimony already on there and some other videos, so if you haven't checked it out, go check it out. But that's the whole reason why the Lord has prompted me to do this. If anybody knows me, they know I'm for the most part a very quiet person. I'm not very outspoken. I'm not out there. My wig doesn't say that. I just love color. But that's essentially what prompted it all. He prompted me to start sharing my story, because there are so many people out there hurting and struggling by themselves, afraid of the stigma of or the backlash, or the misunderstandings about depression and anxiety and suicidal thoughts and everything like that. And I just, if my journey, as hard as it may be, as hard as it's been, if my journey can save someone else the heartache, or can bless someone else, or can encourage someone else to get help, to be open about their struggle, then I'm all for it. That's what it's all about. So that's my update. I just wanted to jump on here and share that with you. Like I said, my first appointment is Thursday. I don't know what to expect. I've been told the very first one will probably be my counselor just getting to know basic things about me. So y'all pray for me. Love you guys. Bye. One more quick thing I believe the Lord wanted me to share. I touched on it a little bit before about the difference between being delivered and being healed. A lot of us walk around, we've been delivered from the situation that has caused us to be wounded. But we hold on to a lot of things inside that's kind of residual effects. And my sister Kiara put it perfectly. It really is like being in the fire. The Lord may deliver you from the fire, deliver you from that situation, but there may still be burns, cuts, scrapes, scarring that need to be dealt with. And if they're not dealt with, then those wounds will fester and get worse. And we really... when we're wounded, we really don't want to be tended to. We want to kind of, in general, we want to kind of pretend like it didn't happen. We want to pretend like we're over it, like we're beyond it, we've gotten past it or whatever. But when we don't really deal with it, when we bury it, when we ignore it, when we don't deal with it, it festers. It festers, it gets infected, it gets worse, it spreads into other areas, and that really is how it is with us spiritually. There's so much that is affected by our wounds, even how we perceive people, how we think, our initial impressions of people can all be affected by things that's happened in the past. And the Lord really doesn't want us to live that way. He doesn't want us to live bound and fearful and closed off. He's really made us to be a help for one another, to be a blessing to one another, to be open, to receive and to give, to one another emotionally and spiritually and all of that. But when we're wounded and we don't deal with it, it affects everything. So there is a difference if you have been burned, hurt, felt like you're discarded or forgotten or any of those things. Don't be afraid to be vulnerable, and even physically when we're wounded, we have to be vulnerable. We have to let the doctor or physician see our wounds. We can't cover it up for them to deal with it. So be transparent. Find people that you trust that give sound counsel, that won't put salt in the wound, that won't just allow it to fester. Open up, be vulnerable. That is the importance of being vulnerable. And I feel like the Lord wanted me to share that. So that's the last little tidbit. I love you guys again.